let's get into it. The final segment, the best segment. This is called Is This Stupid? If you have never seen an Is This Stupid segment from Joshua and myself, I'm going to go over it real quickly because sometimes people do not get the memo and then they're really confused. What this is Joshua does not know what the take is. I bring it up, whether I've come up with it or if somebody else has sent it to me or if I've seen it somewhere like on Twitter. This one today was sent to me. I will bring up the take. I will give the explanation for why the take makes sense or why it could make sense. And then I'll ask, is this stupid? And then we discuss whether or not the take is stupid. It's not a debate between us. Like, I'm not like debating on the side of the take not being stupid. It's a discussion between us after the original explanation for the take is given. And in the comments, please let us know down below how stupid do you think the take is? Or if you're like, wow, this is kind of secretly a brilliant take. But with that said, so I said this one was sent to me on Twitter. If y'all ever have one, send them to me on Twitter. It's not Trez the Bank. It's at @TTB_Raven. Still haven't changed that. Got to change that. But this one comes from Mixing Buddha. Let's see. 2 at Mixing Buddha 2 on Twitter. And it says, this is wild, Joshua. This is the wildest one that we have ever gotten. Now. Like, okay. Man, this one was wild. And I was like, you know what? It's entertaining enough to where we could talk about it.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I was infuriated after the 2019 playoff loss to the Titans, mainly because I consider Lamar a unique talent, and I don't like wasting opportunities. I suggested right after that maybe we should take out LJ for the first half of games and let him only play the second half. The logic being the backup quarterback probably wouldn't be beating the opponent, so Lamar and Giro would have to learn to come from behind. I think this would help us out for playoffs. Yes, we came back on the Titans this year, but I consider that more of bad coaching by Vrabel. But I consider that to be more of the bad coaching by Mike Vrabel than us getting over the hump. I think until we can learn to do what Mahomes and Brady have done with regards to playoff comebacks, we are in trouble. My point is to simulate the situation we need to overcome so we can develop muscle memory. I feel like this is my version of your Is This Stupid segment. Now, Joshua, we should bench Lamar Jackson for the first half of games. Is this stupid?
What you talking about, McConnell?
I told you it was the wildest one we've ever gotten.
Yeah, look at y'all crazy, man. Mixing Buddha too. Listen, you definitely hit this one on the nail. First of all, that's what you got practice for. Second of all, you talking about you want to bring up Tom Brady and Patty Mahomes. You're talking about two gunslingers. And then let's not forget with Tom Brady, the GOAT. He was in an offense. He was in a system where you could take anybody and make something happen. You just had to have some type of talent, some type of ability, and we gonna run it to perfection. I definitely want to say Mike Vrabel was a bad coach. This past playoffs, he is that old style coach. I'm gonna beat you with what I've been doing all year long. You gotta respect it. You got to run it back like Derrick Henry. You got, I forgot their quarterback name.
Ryan Tannehill.
No, that guy. Play action king. Next to Joe Flacco. And then you got an AJ Brown. Let's take out Corey Davis. You got AJ Brown. And Jonnu Smith. They had a good little formula that led them to the playoffs. But to say, let's take Lamar Jackson out for the first half and figure it out, and then come back in the second half. Nah, man, I can't do that. No, sorry, I can't.
Is that not the most disrespectful thing you could ever do to an opposing team? Like, imagine you walk in. Maybe we're playing Cincinnati, and we're benching Lamar Jackson to start this game. The disrespect to do that.
Not even benching Lamar. Let's put the whole second team in. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
those guys.
this is a preseason game. Like I get it. Like, yeah, sure, getting those reps, but that has to come naturally. You like the reason why this Ravens team is so good is because they're out in front so often. Like, that's what makes this team so great. Like, the floor for this team is so much higher than almost every other team. Like even with the Chiefs start slow a lot of the times. Like, yeah, they do have to come back. You know, they're able to do it. Like, they're a really good football team. They're able to come back. But the Ravens come out, and a lot of times, you know, it's just like, oh, wow, look, it's 21-0 in the first quarter. And then maybe the score finishes and it's like 31-24, and like they kind of came back, but like the Ravens just come out swinging, and it's so hard to stop initially. And that's because Lamar, like teams have to get used to playing against Lamar. They realize, oh no, our whole defensive strategy didn't work, and maybe at halftime they adjust and they're able to kind of contain them in the second half. But also the Ravens completely shorten the playbook in the second half, and they don't throw anymore. But like, it has to be something that comes natural. And Lamar Jackson has shown in the natural course of so many games, he is able to make big time plays.
Yep.
You know, when you talk about being able to come back, that's, you know, okay. The first thing is, if you need to come back, especially when you have as good of an offense as the Ravens have had, you know, high scoring offense the last 2 seasons, when you have that, if you have to come back, that means your offense isn't working in general. So it's going to become more difficult to be able to score points. Whereas if we did this idea and we subbed in Lamar Jackson at halftime, yeah, maybe we'd be down by 14 and maybe the team wouldn't be very good. But like, we wouldn't be down 14 because they were stopping our offense. The whole problem is like, we need to figure out, okay, how to counter the counters that they are doing against our offense that's slowing us down. It's not that, you know, Lamar can't. When Lamar's playing against a team that's struggling to stop him, he makes big plays. Look at what happened when we played against the 49ers, the 8-1 49ers. We go out there. We need a game winner. Boom, march down the field, end all the clock, game winner for Justin Tucker. Look at what happened when he walks out onto the field against Cleveland. Like, that was a massive play. But like Cleveland wasn't like really stopping Lamar, but it was a big time moment, and it's just as big as a comeback moment. A comeback just means that your offense is struggling because the defense has kind of figured you out. And that's so rare that it ever happens. It happened against Cleveland, week 4 of 2019. It happened against Kansas City. Every time we've played them, except for Lamar's rookie year, and it happened against. I can't remember. Was it the San Diego Chargers back then in the playoffs, or was it LA? I think it was the first year of LA.
It was San Diego.
Was it San Diego in the playoffs?
2012. Yeah. The road to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm talking about 2018. 2018 playoffs. The horrible.
We can go with that one too. Yeah.
But like, people criticize that game, and it's like, oh, he couldn't come back. He almost did. He almost did come back. If it weren't for it, I believe it was a Joey Bosa strip sack. I believe the Ravens were attempting to tie the game as the game was there was like a minute and a half left. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs game in 2019. The Ravens are getting destroyed. The Ravens almost came back. I think they only lost by like a few points. But like they all of a sudden, like, they've been able to pick it up and get it together. The Cleveland game, I don't think that it sort of happened. We had a very late touchdown pass to Willie Snead that went down the sideline, but like, it still comes back. We didn't get to see that opportunity against Buffalo, but like, you know, we've seen, like, that's when they open up the playbook fully. You know, Lamar Jackson they're like, all right, Lamar, you go pass happy, you go crazy, and you try and come back, and they have. Like, that's the thing. Have they won the game? No, they've been in too big of holes to overcome. But like we saw what happened against Indianapolis. They were stifling our offense the entire first half. We got a pick six by, I believe, Chuck Clark. You know, he hurdled Phillip Rivers, got the touchdown. And I can't remember. Maybe we were tied or we were down by 3 at that point going into half. The second half we came out, there were some adjustments. Our offense played significantly better in that second half. Like, we're still making the adjustments. I think people are overrating the idea that, you know, oh, wait, we can't come back. This team wasn't built to come back, and that's fine. Like,
That's completely okay. Like, obviously, you'd love to be able to come back. That's a key part. But the whole point of this offense, it is designed to go all in on the gas pedal and ride it the entire time. You leave that cinder block on the pedal, and honestly, you can hop on the top of the car. I don't know, do some Mad Max, Fury Road type of stuff, and you do not stop. You just go full throttle. And if that doesn't win it for you, it's unfortunate, but that means that they had a better game plan. And, we look at the Ravens record over the last, few years. Ravens have had the better game plan almost every single game they've played. And, when you play and you're Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it's the best comparative example because people are like, look at what Patrick Mahomes did in the 2019 playoffs. The 2019 playoffs. Or maybe it's the 2020 playoffs. Whatever. The one where he came back and he won the Super Bowl and he came back by 10-plus points in every game. And it's like, why don't the Ravens do that? Why would we ever want to be down? That is not, the whole thing about the Chiefs offense, it's lightning in a bottle. Tyreek Hill can burn you over the top at any point in time. Patrick Mahomes can make any throw over the top at any point in time. Mecole Hardman, take anything he makes to the house. The Ravens didn't build their team like that. They decided to go with a different strategy, which was to get ahead and stay ahead. Whereas the Chiefs are building a strategy to outscore you. And when you have the outscore you mentality, if your offense struggles lightly at the beginning and you don't have a great defense, other people can do it. But the Ravens built up a great defense. They said, we're going to hold you to a few points. We're going to have a really good offense that can control the game the entire time. It's really the same strategy that the Ravens employed back with Joe Flacco. It's just a heck of a lot better. With Flacco, it was like, we have a good defense. We can contain you. And the Ravens would win like 17-14. Now, though, most of the time it's like, oh, wow, the Ravens offense put up 40. And they're good. They're really good defense. Allowed you to have 17 points. And it's like, boom, checkmate. What did I even just say? I meant to say checks mix, which I say instead of saying checkmate, but I said checkmate. I don't even know what that was, but yeah, Lamar Jackson, comebacks, they have to occur naturally, but this team isn't built to come back, and that's okay, because if we built a team to come back, it would have to be a much more pass-happy. It wouldn't utilize Lamar's strengths, and how many times have we ever had, opportunities for comebacks, Joshua? A legit comeback, not being down 7 points.
Nah,
it's 3.
Yeah, maybe about 3 times, man. It's like going into a boxing match. Who let someone beat up on them for 4 or 5 rounds? All right, I know what they're going to do. Next thing you know, I done weighed you down. Now I'm gonna knock you out in the 8th round. No, usually boxers in the first round they see your game plan, they see what you're going to do, and then by the 2nd and 3rd round they're looking to knock you out. And that's the way we play our game, man. I mean, we come in, we'll fill you out. Around the first quarter, maybe those, that first run a couple plays. Next thing you know, we come out the second time. All right, boom, touchdown. I think it was only one team that held us in the first quarter from scoring points. I forgot which game it was. I think it was last year. I think
it was the Colts game. That would be my assumption. Was it was the Colts game?
Okay.
But yeah.
But like you said, we came back out in the second half. We made those adjustments. And the thing I like about Lamar versus Flacco, at least Lamar looks at the tablet and dissects and talks to his OC versus Joe. Joe would get on the sideline, drink some water, drink some Gatorade. Won't even talk to his guys like, hey man, when you say, hey man, we're gonna get it back. Hey, don't worry about it. No, Lamar is hyping everybody up. He telling everybody, that's my fault. It's my bad. We're gonna get it back. Hey, defense, my fault for putting y'all back out on the field so soon.
And he says, give me the ball back. I promise you I'm going to score. Mm-hmm. And they have the confidence that if they do get the ball back, he will score. We did not have that confidence with Flacco. We talked about that in the live stream. We get a pick, and Flacco can't score.
It's a big upgrade. So, if I had to be that team that, that gets out there, hits the ground running, get those points quick, fast, and early, fine, so be it. I had one of the best defenses, that would probably give you, 17, If they too gas, maybe 24. You know, but I can live with that because now we are a 30 plus point team now. I don't remember the last time in Ravens history we was that team, to really dominate.
We've never been there, yeah.
It usually, as a Ravens fan growing up, it used to be, oh, it's 17-14. Oh, it's 10-9. Scores like that. It was so bad, I damn near didn't want to go to school the next day.
Yeah. That analogy you gave was perfect, the boxing analogy. And I'm going to take it a step further. The Ravens, I think, are playing the Floyd Mayweather type. And if you don't like boxing, I'm sorry, everybody. It's a fun sport to watch. I'm sorry. I'm going to give that analogy. I like giving other sports analogies. Somebody commented that they were disappointed I gave a basketball analogy. You know what? I'm giving other sports analogies.
Looking forward to the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, man. Hopefully we don't see the Gypsy King drinking more blood during the fight because that was wild, especially during the middle of the pandemic. But you look at it, we're taking advice from the best boxer of this generation, Floyd Mayweather. What does Floyd Mayweather do? He doesn't go all in. He kind of glides around everybody, waits you out, and then eventually, maybe he'll knock you out, in the later rounds, or he'll just win by, he'll win by voting and things like that. He's going to know your game. He's going to play his strategy. And I think a lot of Ravens fans a lot of people don't like Floyd Mayweather because he does that, because he is smart. He's not going to come out,
he wins on the
arms
cards,
swinging, trying to knock everybody out in the first round. A lot of people want us to play like the most entertaining boxer in the history of boxing, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson went out there and he was going to hit you harder than anybody's ever hit you in your dang life. And he was going to try and knock you out. He's going to knock your teeth in. I believe there's also, I've been seeing NBA playoffs. They've been advertising this new Mike Tyson documentary, probably similar to The Last Dance. Probably going to be pretty interesting. So y'all keep your eyes out for that. But Mike Tyson was going to go out there and he's going to try and knock you out as hard as he could at all times. He was going for the knockout. So it made him so entertaining. He didn't win every time. He tried to be flashy. But the whole thing with Mike Tyson, the idea that people would say was basically Mike Tyson would beat every bad fighter he fought against. If you were not at Mike Tyson's level, there was no way that you were going to win. But if Mike Tyson fought a really good fighter, they would move around. They would beat him. And he'd be beat. And that's the thing is you look at the Chiefs. They're Mike Tyson, Tyreek Hill. They're going to hit you at all times, all of a sudden. But then they go up against a really good offense. And it's oh, yeah, they're going to beat every bad team. The Chiefs are. But if they play against that team that's really good and they have that really good offense, all of a sudden they're able to, maybe they struggle a bit. They played against the Raiders. And people may say the Raiders are a bad team. I wouldn't 100% disagree with you, but the Raiders have a really good offense. The Chiefs don't have a defense. That offense outscored the Chiefs because, Mike Tyson, maybe he missed an uppercut. Patrick Mahomes threw a pick. I think he threw 2 picks in that game. And the Raiders were able to counter and they were able to make big plays. Whereas the Ravens, when they do it, they're like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather never lost, that kind of thing. Obviously, the Ravens have lost, but their whole thing is we're going to play our game the entire time. We're not going to speed up to your pace. Yeah. And we're going to run the football. And that's what they do. And it works so often. And they don't take those risks of being every once in a while they do take the risk. No analogy is perfect. But they try and just play their game at all times. And it works. And it works really well. And every time they lose, Joshua, we come on the podcast and we say the same thing. Why weren't they running the football? Why weren't they playing Ravens football? It's they got away from it. They tried to be Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. They went up against Mahomes and they were we're going to out-punch you. No, you gotta sidestep. You got to glide around. You got to stall that time out so that in the later round you can end up going out and hitting them. Because that's how they played the first time in 2018 against Mahomes.
Yeah.
They nearly did it. But, 19-20, all of a sudden the Ravens went out and they were yeah, we're Mike Tyson. No, we got to beat Floyd Mayweather. Hopefully that analogy made sense for the people that are watching. I'm not I don't watch every boxing fight in the world. I watch the big fights. It's amazing to watch. I never got to watch Mike Tyson. The only time I watched Mike Tyson was in The Hangover. But, and those Mike's Lemonade commercials now. But, And I guess I watched the old fight. That was kind of rough. The grudge match fight. But I don't know, Joshua. What do you think? Anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Man, nah, man. We pretty much said it all. Nix and Buddha. I thank you for submitting that. It's stupid. It's definitely was interesting. Definitely was funny. Definitely, got us talking. Of course. So I love it. I love it when Ravens family. Y'all send stuff in and let us really speak on it, man. So thank you for giving us this time to share.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure to come into the live stream this weekend. Again, so this video is coming out on Tuesday. I will have the schedule out. I'll know what time it'll be at, the live stream, the live with the viewers. So at this time, probably you can DM me on Twitter at ttb_Ravens if you want to join that. It's a lot of fun. We talk about whatever, but thank you everybody for watching or listening on the podcast platform. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. Comment whether or not you think it's stupid. Joshua and I are definitely on the it's stupid train for this one, but it's an entertaining discussion. And we will see all of you again tomorrow.